What is up, people? Welcome back to Miles TV. We are here with the latest episode of Power Word Fail. We are caught up. This is the last episode. Then I can start doing weekly reviews. This is my last weekday review. Then I can start spending time with other things and doing other things, and I don't got anything else to do. But no, this has been a really fun journey. I don't know why I said that weird, but hold on. Mike. Sorry for the noise. Let me mute this. I went back and listened to episode 1, and man, the uncertainty was there, but I'm happy to have stuck with it. 54 plus episodes. We're looking at least. Where is Carlos when you need him? At least 58 episodes. So, yeah. Thank everybody who has been watching and supporting. Really want to give a big shout out to the Homebrew cast, the Power Word Fail cast. I'm going to try to do this, but I'm not good to remember. I want to give a shout out to Katie right off the top of my head. Nathan, he's awesome. Austin, Ian, Andy, and even Tyrell. I always joke in the chat that I'm gonna get a cease and desist letter, and I always think I'm gonna say something to offend somebody or whatever. I don't know. It's just that imposter syndrome sticking in and just being like, okay, but yeah. Somebody told me why would they tell you to stop talking about their show? They're trying to promote their show, so why would they ever tell you to stop? It is creating them free publicity, even if it's bad. Bad publicity is good publicity, long as people get to hear about you, right? But anyway, let's get into episode 54, part 2, the bad trip. It's my first live show since the first one. I watched the first live show. I was there when the walls fell. When I started re-listening to this, I started listening to this again. I was listening to ×2 speed, and it auto saves, so I don't have to change it when in the Google Play Store, the Google Podcasts, whatever. When I went to YouTube to listen to it and everything was at normal speed, I was like, yo, this is weird. But no, I've been listening to it at ×2 speed. So listening to it at normal audio is just kind of like going 100 on the interstate for 30 minutes and then getting out the car and is this what Sonic feels like? Anyway, we pick up where Ferric and Ambrose gives Pickles the drugs. It is a mixture of some kind of liquid. She ends up drinking it, of course. And here we go. I was going to do a Mario impression there, but then I copped out and I was like, no, I'm not going to do a Mario impression. Ferric immediately starts doing weird things. Austin, one thing about Austin, he is quick on his feet. He does some great role play. He's just real quick on his feet. Sometimes when I need a minute to think, but he's just got it. I know what I'm doing. But he starts shaking a sapling, yelling at it, I think. Ferric tries to walk Pickles through this trip. Pickles is deep in the trenches now. She starts to see visions. She sees a painting. The wizard in this painting is the one from Kelvin's office. I think that wizard was Vinny Goodmath, but I'm not sure. But she sees the painting. But I think the painting was Eric the Terrible. Anyway, she's painting that painting, and Adalia goes and tries to read Pickles' mind. She gets to a certain depth, and then she finds resistance. Something's trying to stop her from reading the mind of Pickles. But she tries again, of course. Adalia asks the same question. I didn't write down the question. But Adalia ends up asking the same question that got her kicked out of Pickles' mind. And this time Pickles doesn't do so well. I think she got a nat 1 and Adalia did pretty well. And we see this image of Pickles on the throne. And in this scenario, Pickles is Eric the Terrible. She's the queen, the king, whatever. So referring to Pickles, I'm referring to Eric the Terrible. She's having a vision of herself being Eric the Terrible, blah, blah, blah. Pickles is on the throne, and she is introduced to Vinny Goodmath. He comes up, and he seems like he's going to be one of those, I don't want to, I can't think of the name. I keep thinking of liaison, but one of those wizards who like, my king, I'm the most powerful wizard in the land. Let me help you accomplish your goals. So, keep losing my place. Reads her mind. Adalia asks some questions, and Pickles is on the throne, and she is introduced to Vinny Goodmath. Adalia asks, what does the wizard want with the crystals? And we find out I think we already knew this, but she says to destroy the elves. Now, not once have I ever thought any of the shows and I still don't think this, but I'm going to say this. Any of the shows on the Homebrew were scripted. But, I mean, being prepared and scripted is like two different things. You know, telling your players like, hey, you know, this next thing, this is what you have. These are the memories you have. You like act them out as you want. But man, when Pickles was answering the questions without being like, Cody, what do I get from this? I was like, is this scripted? But no, it's not scripted. Hopefully, we don't know. We never know what's going on behind the scenes. But no. But she ends up saying, you know, destroy the elves. Adalia asks, how does it end with the wizard? She wants to know how all this got to this point. Pickles is bleeding out on the throne, and Vinny asks to use her life force to do whatever ritual that they were planning on to do, some kind of maybe life transference. I don't know. The king, Pickles, says she's not going to make it. And Vinny was like, okay, I'll just slit your throat here. Kills the king, but something weird happens and the time starts fast forwarding, and he was on the throne watching everything go by, then walking around the throne room. So maybe she was a ghost at some point. Adalia wakes up Pickles and apologizes for everything that just happened. Pickles it was weird emotions. Like, I'm with Ambrose. I'm like, why did we stop? Keep going. Ask more questions. Like, this is good. This is good stuff. But apparently some emotions happened and they flew right over my head. And I don't want to say Pickles, like, I don't know, Pickles, she doesn't like cry often, or she doesn't like last time she was emotional, she just got mad. So I don't know what emotions I was supposed to be feeling at this point. I was with Ambrose. Ambrose was just basically like, hey, like, this is good news. Like, we did this experiment and it worked. But I'm thinking that Pickles got to feel the feelings of Eric the Terrible, And I mean, somebody killing you is always going to be traumatic. But bleeding on the throne, Vinny kills her, and then there's fast forward through the throne life. Adalia wakes. Why, man, my notes are just. They end up stopping, and like I said, Ambrose was like, "This is good news." Adalia was just like, "No." They make camp, and in the morning they head off to Everton. The best part about listening to YouTube is that there's captions in a transcript. Sometimes I don't hear them correctly, or sometimes I don't know how to spell something. And then on YouTube, you can just look at the transcript. You can go back a couple of frames and you're just like, oh, that's how you spell that. That's what they said. And it's pretty good. When I look at my transcript, I'm like, oh, that's word from word. When I say Adalia versus Edalia or Nadalia, it all picks up. It's pretty cool. Technology, man, is scary. Atreides makes Ferric a gift, some kind of cup that him and Ferric kind of made together type thing. Ferric appreciates it from Atreides, and he accepts the cup. As they continue down the road, they start to see, and I didn't know this man's name until YouTube was like, hey, this is this man's name. I'm going to try to say this. I had this perfectly this morning, but Scamandius. Oh, don't try to get me with pronunciations. If I, we're just going to call him Scammy. Scammy walks out of the woods. He is following them, apparently. Man, if there wasn't anything more suspicious, like this man's name is Scam. It's literally Scam. And Cody could say SKAM all you want to. It's Scam. He's following them. Something suspicious is happening here. And I don't know, because first I thought it was a setup, follow me back to this cave, and bandits jump out and ambush them. But no, none of that. Ferric kind of gestures at Ambrose, because Ambrose, he's all for like, nah, we're not doing that, player. Ferric's like, hey, think of, the change. The change starts with you. And he points to his middle finger, which is the ring finger of where Miraz is. And I don't know who has Miraz at this moment. But Ambrose is like, yeah, okay, whatever. And then they pull over and let this young man on the cart. Well, they pull over and talk to him first, like, hey, why are you following us? And Atreides ends up making a bunch of food for everybody. He just makes a bunch of food. And, I'm about to do the thing. What D&D spell lets you make food? Oh, duh. Create food and water. A 3rd level conjuration spell that costs only 1 action to cast 45 pounds of food in 30 gallons of water. I feel like Atreides is going for like the Jesus thing, because he's like, I'm going to enhance you. I'm going to make food and water. I know he's going for the God thing, and he's going to like the gods among men thing, and he's trying to ascend, but I get some real heavy Jesus vibes from Atreides, because he's just like, what do you need? I'll help with that. Remember, follow me. They end up bringing Scamandius with them, and they travel for a bit. They talk. They get to Everton, and they see guards outside, and the guards ask, "What are they coming from?" The guards are a little rude here, just a little twinge rude. They're like, "Hey, what are you here for?" And they're like, "Hey, we're here to see Stoneheart." And they're like, "Well, maybe they're inside, maybe they're not. What's it to you?" They end up talking to the guards. The guards let them into Everton. They head in and leave Scamandius outside. because the guards were like, do you vouch for him? Do you know this man? Or are you going to like watch him when you get in there? And everybody was like, no, not at all. And then they were like, well, he can't come in then. And I don't get why he couldn't come in, but they could. Everybody was strange. Everybody was a stranger here. So that just makes me more suspicious that the guards are in on it too. You just walked into the bandits' hideout. So yeah, that just made me more suspicious. And that's where the episode ends, as they walk into this bandit's hideout. I don't know if it's a bandit's hideout. I just real paranoid, real suspicious. So that is where the episode ends. It was a very, very solid episode. I actually like this episode. I was talking to Faye and she was like, I actually like this man more than the frog guy. And I was like, I love the frog guy. I was all for it. Changing the world one frog at a time. I'm here for it. And this guy's just awkward bandit. I'd rather have awkward frog guy any day from awkward bandit guy. So this episode definitely was a strong 7 out of 10 for me. I feel like, when was the last time every time I'm like, man, it's been a while since we had combat. Some heavy combat comes up and we're in combat for like 1 or 2 episodes. So when was the last time they had combat? I don't know. We're going to do this. Sorry, guys. Sorry. Curiosity. All right. Episode 54. Well, I mean, they ran out of the city, but they didn't fight anybody. Ambrose shot some people. And let's see. Dana City. They didn't fight. They were smart. Well, Ambrose killed a man, but they didn't fight in the city for real. They just ran and hid. The rest, yeah, the last time they had a serious fight, I think, was with Ravenel. So that was like episode 48, 49. So I'm expecting like the next fight to be pretty serious. The last fight they were in, 2 people died. So I'm wondering how the next fight's going to go. Is there going to be some trauma there? Is there going to be some issues? And oh yeah, they're handling Ravenel. They're just kind of like, because like I said, TJ stepped down. They're just kind of handling Ravenel as an NPC that's not really there. They kind of remember that he's there every now and again. It's like, what's Ravenel doing? Oh, okay. Well, not going to worry about him. So I don't know what they're going to do with that storyline. I mean, I'm pretty sure that Cody's going to take over as the NPC. Or who knows? Somebody else might show up. Who would be a good Ravenel? No. 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 Pippin. Oh, yeah. Pippin exists. I was thinking, like, who else exists? Because I was thinking Alex can do it from sanity damage, but Pippin shows up as Ravenel. Pippin shows up as Ravenel. I would be here for it. I would be here for Pippin playing Ravenel. That would be pretty cool. And then just completely pull like Family Matters, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, changing V. Just completely change the voice. Ravenel is like a squeaky gnome now. Just completely change the character and just keep it going. That would be hilarious. But yeah, Pippin for Ravenel 2023. I'm here for it. All right. But hey, it has been a fun ride, everybody. I appreciate everybody. I'm not going to go through the thanks again. We've been rambling for 24 minutes and we're just going to move on here. Just remember, you are loved, you matter, and you are important to me, to everyone. I appreciate you all. Bye.